All right. We should be going live in, hold on, let me see. Let me make sure I got this right, because this is about to go down. This is about to go down. We're about to go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. It's about to go down. Let me stop this backlash here. I don't want to hear myself in the background. This is a battle right now. Welcome, you guys. This is EBcrypto, Family Cash Machine, and I'm in the mood for war. I'm in the mood for a battle. I'm in the mood for a war. And so I came prepared today to address this particular, I would say, attack on Richard Hart and the Pulsechains, the Hexicans, and all those super intelligent people who are in the 5555 club of Hex. There's some haters out there that we have to address. And today, I didn't want to show this, but I came with my warrior stripes on and my sword is out, but we're going to be gentlemen about this. I'm not going to get radical. I'm not going to lose my cool. I'm going to stay calm and collected. I'm going to stay intelligent, and I'm going to deal with this very professionally as much as I can, okay, without getting emotional. But I'm going to say this. If you guys don't know EBcrypto, if you only just start seeing me, I am a die-hard Hexican, Pulsechain, and a Richard Hart disciple, pretty much. And I'm going to say this, that I started off in crypto coming out of real estate appraising, understanding value. I traded commodities for a little while, understanding currencies. I fought for people's homes, individuals' homes during the whole 2008 crash. So I understand securitization. I understood the real estate side of it. So in other words, I'm a fighter for the people. I've always been. And when I got into crypto in a scam company called OneCoin. I knew no better. I was taken advantage of, but that forced me to learn the real decentralization. And after being scammed by OneCoin, my business partner, David Lyons, was in a company called Billionaire Coin, also a scam. And after that, it forced us to really learn the decentralized blockchain and what it was about. So I watched a movie called Banking on Bitcoin. And from there, I read the Satoshi Nakamoto white papers. And from there, I started studying about the cypherpunks. And from there, I started to understand the crypto manifesto. And I vowed to myself that I was going to make sure that most individuals coming into this industry will not fall victim to the things that I fell victim to. And so I started a team called the Family Cash Machine based on cryptocurrency and understanding financial knowledge, understanding the knowledge they don't teach us in school about money. And I started to understand and studying Mike Maloney, Peter Schiff. I started understanding Lilette Zhang, and other economists. I started really studying, Nina Prinz. I started studying her and different economics, and understanding the whole gamut of what's going on. And I've made my team read the crypto manifesto. I made my team understand the cypherpunks. And I made my team understand the history of Bitcoin. And we get it. We know what this is about. We know what this is about. We understand what this is about. And this is a freedom movement. It's a freedom for transactions and a freedom for privacy and a freedom to assembly, a freedom of speech, and a freedom to have and create value as a people. The people have the ability to now transact peer-to-peer without a third party, and to be able to have privacy in the wealth that they accumulate. So that's what this is about. It's about a lot more than just a Wall Street type of cryptocurrency. Okay, well, let's get into it. Mr. David Z. Morris of Coindesk. And this morning I got this, I never knew about this. Obviously, some of the Hexicans have been dealing with it, but I wanted to do a video about this. I need the people to hear this because so many millions of people will read this article and be distracted or detracted from Pulsechain or Hex. And I feel that this guy, David Z. Morris, is a professional hater, of course, as well as a individual who is exhibiting, to me, my opinion, deceptive intelligence. Because I think this guy knows what he's doing. And either he's being paid by Ethereum, this is my hypothesis, or he's on another mission. What mission that is, I don't know. Who he's working for, I don't know. You figure it out yourself. So I'm going to say this. In the beginning of Bitcoin, it started off with a very noble cause. It was a very revolutionary cause to disrupt the banking industry and to help include the 2.5 billion people around the world who don't have banking for whatever reason, and to include them in global transactions and business around the world where they can buy products or services and engage in business, which would enhance global business around the world, okay? And it was also made to provide a sense of privacy when it comes to your money or your wealth, which we don't have. Nowhere in the world is there real privacy when it comes to finance, okay? Everything is centralized. So this guy, David Z. Morris, I'm trying to stay humble and I'm trying to stay professional, but it's taking every cell of my body not to really go on attack mode because I'm getting kind of fed up with the insults towards Richard Hart, the Hexicans. I'm getting kind of fed up with the insults of our intelligence as though we're not intelligent individuals and we're just being scammed by Richard Hart. I'm getting kind of tired of that note. I'm getting kind of really tired of that. When this guy has contributed over $27 million to medical cause to help cure cancer, Mr. David Z. Morris, what have you contributed? What have you done? This guy has contributed to the blockchain a coin called Hex that has been 100% running, has had no downtime. There's nothing in this industry that has that history. Nothing. Ethereum got hacked, and the hack was so bad they had to fork. That's why you got Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. It's been compromised several times. Bitcoin's been compromised several times. There is nothing. Not even Binance. Binance, the largest, most successful exchange in the crypto industry, has been compromised a couple of times. They stopped it real quick. It was down for 15, 20 minutes a couple of times. Hex is the only thing in this industry that has never, ever had any downtime. I think that's pretty successful. And it did a 10,000x, which is a 1,000,000%. Oh my God. Gives you kind of chills, doesn't it? And they continue to want to project this guy as a scammer. And I keep asking the question, why? Let me take my time. Let me take my time. There's so much I want to say and only so much time to do it in. So let me take a drink of water. I want more people to come on this call and listen to what you got to say about this. We're in for a ride. I'm about to pull the hat off a lot of people. Now, let's go into this article. I want to read this article blow by blow They're talking about Pulsechain being a failure. We ain't even been up a month yet, first. We haven't even been up a month, okay? Not 1 month yet. And the blockchain has not even developed yet. Oh my goodness. I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh this off. But I'm not doing this video for the Hexicans and the Pulsechains. I'm doing this video for those out there who don't know what's going on, who don't know this industry. I'm doing this video for those that may have read that article and been misled by deceptive intelligence, or been misled by somebody who's harnessing some kind of hatred for this man because he has Gucci calling him, okay? Gucci calls him. Louis Vuitton calls him and gives him collector's items that you and I can't get, okay? This man is twerking. This man is having fun and living his life on money he made with his own intelligence. Before there was a Hex, before there was a Pulse, before all of that, this man retired at 25 years old. He wasn't born rich. So how do you not like a guy like that? Who comes from a kind of like a lower class, a lower middle class. I'm not gonna say he was poor, but he came from a humble beginning and made himself a billionaire. Woo, not a millionaire, a billionaire, self-made billionaire. And you want to tell me he's not intelligent? He's not brilliant? We're gonna get into this tango. Let's go into this article. Without any further ado, I don't want to word for word. I want to show facts. I want to show statistics. I want to go to battle. See, I don't want to word for word with nobody, because I don't care how many degrees you have. I don't care how many professors, if you're a professor or you matriculated from wherever you did, okay? If you go against facts and truth, you're going to make me look really smart. You're going to make me look like a genius, because you're not going to win. You're not going to win going against the facts and truth. If you try to go against the truth and the statistics and the facts and the pure unadulterated mathematics, you can have matriculated from wherever you matriculated from. You're not gonna win. You're gonna look dumb, and you're gonna make me look so smart and bright and intelligent, because you can't win against the truth. So let's go and deal with some facts here, okay? Let's just deal with some facts. Let me share my screen with you guys. I have so much to share. Let me get into my loving, giving heart, because I'm going to share with you guys the facts, the truth. I know they're like, why is he so adamant about this? Well, let me go into it, why I'm so adamant about this. Okay, boom, let me get out of this. That's me, okay? We're going to go into this guy's article. Here it is right here. This is the article that he wrote on Coindesk. Now, I want you guys to know, Coindesk, as well as CoinMarketCap, as well as Yahoo, Google, all these companies, they share crypto news every day, and nobody talked about the largest, biggest airdrop in the history of cryptocurrency with Pulsechain. Nobody covered that. I thought that was very peculiar, to say the least. Very peculiar, okay? If you're in news, crypto news, why don't you cover the news, which is the biggest news in this industry? What are you hiding? Why are you not telling the people about the largest, biggest, robust airdrop ever in the history of cryptocurrency? That's historical. Why are you not covering history? What is your intentions? What is your intentions? Okay. Let's go into this article. But before we go into this article, I got to say something. When I studied the history of Bitcoin, I came to the conclusion around 2017 that Bitcoin had been compromised. Roger Ver revealed this and made me to really look at it. Why is it that all the original Bitcoin cypherpunks have been excluded from the circle? Why is it that the original cypherpunks like Mark and Drenson have been excluded from Bitcoin talk when this is a guy who communicated with Satoshi Nakamoto? Why is it that the original cypherpunk who was in the mailing list of Timothy Mays, who created this mailing list of cryptographers who all had this concept of a peer-to-peer transaction, that Satoshi Nakamoto came into this group and started sending leaflets and emails? Why is it that Julian Assange, one of the original cryptographers in the cypherpunks, is going through all these legal problems, being attacked? Why is it that billionaire, self-made billionaire, cryptographer, cypherpunk, John McAfee mysteriously died in jail? He said they was going to kill him. Why is it? Because Bitcoin has been infiltrated. It's my belief from my investigation, since the Silk Road, since Mt. Gox, there has been spies that came into Bitcoin, infiltrated Bitcoin, and changed the direction of Bitcoin. There's been spies from the establishment, from the banking system, from the financial system, from the people that run the day, who control money, who control transactions. They have infiltrated Bitcoin. This is getting a little deep. And they put spies in there to change the direction. And I'm not going to name them. I've been to a lot of conferences. You guys can see, I can put pictures up and show you guys me with a whole lot of Bitcoin maximalists and all that stuff. I've been to a lot of different conferences. I know who these individuals are. I'm not going to name them. But you decide who they are based on the work that they do. And I'm going to tell you how you can analyze these spies. Because they do things against the innovation of blockchain technology. They do things and say things and move the crowd in a direction against decentralized blockchain. They do things that move people towards centralization. You can tell them by what they do and not what they say. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to name no names. I have my suspicions. Who's who? Based on how they're mobilizing people away from that which makes us free in transactions, that which gives us privacy, that which gives the people the power to create value without governments, without banks. Anybody that's doing that work, let me straighten my head out, is a spy. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Don't hate the messenger. I'm just what it is. So anyone like a Richard Hart that is doing the work of the people, that raised over $1 billion for the freedom of assembly, 600 million, almost $1 billion for the freedom of speech, at a time when they silence the people, is not their friend, but he's my friend. I like somebody who's fighting for the people. I like somebody who's standing up for the people. I like somebody who's building things to benefit the people. How do you not like a guy like that? Okay. Now, that's what I wanted to say before I go into this article. There are people in this industry that have been compromised, that are not now standing on the benefit of what this technology was created for. Okay, and let's go into this article. I'm gonna take my time. I'm not gonna rush this. This ain't no quick 15-minute video. This is for those that want to know. If you can't take it, the heat, get out the kitchen. If you can't sit here for a few minutes and get some real information about the direction and the creation of this technology, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, decentralized, if you don't really want to know, this ain't for you. If you're a little scary and you pumping a little baby milk and you don't have, you're not pumping that strong blood, this might not be for you, because this industry is no joke. This industry is a very disruptive technology. It has the ability to disrupt banks, international bankers, central bankers, governments. That's not a lightweight thing. And if you don't have the kahunas, this might not be for you. Okay? This is not just about making money. This is about freedom of the people. This is about empowering the people. Okay? That's what this is about. This is a serious movement. Not just Pulse, but cryptocurrency in itself is a serious movement. It has a lot of serious characteristics and ramifications, possibilities that can disrupt corporate America, can disrupt Wall Street, can disrupt governments, central banks, private banks, financial institutions, but at the same time, empower the people. That sounds pretty revolutionary to me. And it's no lightweight stuff. It's really real. This is why I encourage anybody that's watching this video, please go read. And this was written in '84, before crypto, before the internet was even mainstream, because the internet was supposed to be a decentralized thing. And then governments and companies got involved and centralized it. So cryptocurrency came out to disrupt money, which is the most powerful force on this planet. It's money. The people that control money, they control the printing of it, they control the distribution of it, they control the value thereof of it, are the most powerful people on this planet. So when Satoshi Nakamoto came to help, I say help because he didn't create it, because there was a lot of other technologies already created before he got here. I gotta make it clean. I can't just give him all the credit, because he doesn't deserve all the credit, because you got Wei Dai, you had Hal Finney, you had Nick Szabo, you had other individuals that contributed to what Bitcoin is today. Okay, most of you guys don't know the history, but it's very disruptive. When I say disruptive, I mean it could destroy and disrupt those that control the world, and that's a problem to them. They're very powerful. Okay, so again, let's go to this article. And I said that so you guys can understand more why they hate Richard Hart, why they hate on him so hard. Why they hate on the guy so hard. Now it's starting to fall into perspective a little bit, okay? When you see what he's doing, you know what I'm saying? So okay, let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, Mr. David C. Morris, you can't fool us. We know who you are. Okay, it's funny you didn't cover the launch, but you're gonna now try to jump in when you think there's problems. Okay. Before I even go to him, let me show you guys something that will debunk everything he's saying before we even go into that. This is Deck Screener. This is numbers, statistics. This is facts. This is mathematics. And Pulsechain is the number 4 blockchain on the planet Earth in its first couple of weeks. We ain't even got started yet. But based on this article, it's a failure. That's laughable. Again, like I said, deceptive intelligence. He's deceiving people. I don't know if he's doing this unintentionally or intentionally. I think it's intentionally because he is the head columnist of a cryptocurrency magazine, Coindesk. So I would think he's pretty knowledgeable on this industry, okay? Deceptive intelligence. Ethereum, number 1, no question, based on the numbers. Let's look at it. Let's click it. They did 688 million in transactions in 24 hours. Binance, which is the largest in the world exchange, they did 705 million transactions in 24 hours. Arbitrum, 296 million transactions, 24 hours. Pulsechain, 127 million transactions in 24 hours. Now, the interesting thing about this, we was at number 2 the first week. We was at number 2 spot, and Binance got busted. They made a smart contract with a coin called One. Interesting. The first company I got in was called OneCoin, was a scam, $15 billion scam. But anyway, they came up with a coin called One, nobody heard of. They made a smart contract. They created 5 wallets, and they did $1.5 billion in transactions with a bot. So we wouldn't be in second place, but it's all good. And they got busted. But they still in second place right now. But when we got in second place, they created some fraudulent transactions. They got busted. We found all the evidence. See, blockchain technology, you can't hide. There's nowhere to hide. Everything is transparent. You can see it. So we saw this. It was like, interesting. They cheated to knock us out of second place. But it's okay. We haven't been up a month yet. I'll take 4th place in the world. Where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin's nowhere in here. I went through this whole list. I don't see them. But again, Bitcoin doesn't do anything. All these coins have functionality. Bitcoin doesn't really do nothing. It has nothing that it does. This is why you have Ethereum. Okay? Because Vitalik Buterin was at one time a developer in Bitcoin. And he left because, again, the infiltrators did not allow and didn't want him to expand the technology, to explore the technology, because he saw inside of blockchain technology, it had an ability through decentralization to have smart contracts, decentralized autonomous organizations, and all these other functions and features of DeFi and all the other stuff you guys see going on now. He saw those possibilities and capabilities, but the haters and infiltrators did not want that explored. So he left quietly and started the first ICO, raised about 13, 14 million, I believe, and created Ethereum. And from there, a slew of ICOs started, a wave of ICOs and other coins. As a result, now these coins are all on the Ethereum blockchain, making it the largest. That's why it's the largest. All these coins, over 20,000 different companies have launched off of Ethereum. Some of them launched on Ethereum, they created their own blockchain. Some of them still on Ethereum. That's why it's the number 1. And Pulsechain right on they behind in not even 1 month, but it's a failure. Right, okay. Go tell that to somebody else, man. We're not buying that, okay? So let's go back to the lecture at hand, and let's look at Mr. David Z. Morris's article. He says, Pulsechain sideshow tent is collapsing. Really? Really it is? Okay. For some crypto projects, actually launching is the worst possible plan. So he said launching was the worst plan. Okay, let's go, Mr. Morris. Let's see what you got to say. I'm gonna give you a chance to be intelligent. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that you're intelligent. Okay. One of the perverse truisms of crypto is that for a certain kind of founder, the clearest path to success is to never actually build anything. Token pre-sales incentivize infinite delay because you can cash in so effectively on grandiose promises, and the reality of what you create is always going to fall short of those fantasies. Wow, for real? Okay. You coming after my guy, I gotta go after you, man. I got to. This is war, okay? Backers of Richard Hart, AKA Richard James Schruller, I didn't ever know his last name, Schruller, longtime crypto raconteur and leader of Hex and Pulsechain projects, have spent the past 2 weeks learning that the hard way. Okay, hold up. Backers of Richard Hart, longtime crypto raconteur and leader of the Hex Pulsechain projects, have spent the last 2 weeks learning the hard way. Pulsechain and PulseX, essentially a clone of Ethereum smart contract platform, and Uniswap decentralized exchange DEX, had been eagerly anticipated by investors. Sorry, sacrificers, for years by the time they launched this month. And yeah, there were much rejoicing. Oh, yes, there was much rejoicing. We've been waiting 2 years for this. But he said it's a clone off of Ethereum smart contract. Okay? And it is. It's a clone. It's a clone off of there. But he said that it's also a clone off of Uniswap, and it is. And he said, sorry, sacrifices. What are you sorry for? What? I don't understand. Okay, but in the week since Pulsechain May 13th launch, as laid out by photos, the system has seized up and failed in a variety of ways. Okay, how did it fail? First of all, I want to say this. Anytime you launch any software, anytime you launch, let me unshare. I like to see my face. I like you guys to see what I'm saying. I've talked to many developers, and I've been in a position where I've had several softwares built. I'm not a developer, but I've been involved in a lot of different projects in this industry. And I've heard this from so many programmers and developers. You can test and 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 test 1,000 times. When you launch, there's always things that go wrong, bugs that you got to fix, because you never know what a system is going to do until you actually go live. You can test all day long. We've had 5 test nets. 5, the most I've seen in any project, because Richard Hart wanted to get it right. He wanted it to be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect when you're dealing with software and apps. It's just not. It's always something to go wrong that you got to fix. We had testnet 1, testnet 2, then it was like 2B, then 3, then 4, and 4 ended up being the main net. So that's like 5 different test nets. Testing. And we still had some bugs. It's typical. What's the big deal? Okay. Let's go back to share. Now, he said that included high fees, despite the entry rationale for the Pulsechain project being essentially Ethereum, but with lower fees. Hold up. Let's talk about that. Why is it that he's saying it's higher fees? I don't get that. Why did he say higher fees? Is it that he don't understand what's happening, or is he using deceptive intelligence again? Because first of all, when we first launched, we didn't even have a price. So how do you come up with that assumption that it's high fees? Now, are you basing that on the coinage, that we're burning a lot of coins? to do a transaction. Let's say I did a transaction and it cost me 30,000 coins. That sounds high, right? Oh my, that's a lot of coins. But nobody is considering the fact we have 143 trillion coins, and no cryptocurrency in this industry has that many coins. So based on the total amount of coinage, that's not high. I think the highest I've seen was one company had like 5 trillion or something on the coin market cap. I see nothing in the hundreds of trillions of coins like what Richard Hart has, okay? And the reason he did that was because he has a genius mind. And he said something a couple of weeks ago that talented people do things that other people can't do. Geniuses do things that other people can't see. And that's exactly what this is. 143 trillion coins. Nothing has ever in the industry of cryptocurrency is comparable to that. So where do you get that assumption that it's high fees based on what? What are you comparing it with? There's nothing to compare it with. There's nothing to compare it with. If we burned 100 million coins every transaction, I mean, that would be probably high, but it's not. That's not the case. Okay, so based on other companies' coins, it might sound high, but in comparison to the total amount of coins we have, 143, not billion, trillion coins. I think Ethereum only got like 85 billion right now, not even a trillion. Okay, and they could create more coins if they want, but right now I think they're at about 85 or 95 billion coins, not even 150 billion. We got 143 trillion coins. And the other thing he didn't say is that we have a burn-buy mechanism or a buy-burn mechanism, meaning that 20% of the fees that are paid to transact, where he says is a high fees, based on what? He has no premise to base that on anything. But 20% of the fees, of transaction fees, are burned, meaning they're destroyed, meaning that it's diminishing supply over the years and diminishing supply, but demand is growing, which means the value of the coin is going to go up. It's fixed that way to go up, which again is ingenious. Funny he didn't mention that. Funny he didn't mention that. Somebody just threw me a thumbs up. It's funny they didn't mention that. Mr. David Z. Morris, interesting. Interesting. He didn't mention that. Why? Deceptive intelligence. It's not that he don't know. He thinks you don't know. Okay? So these, he said, has high fees. Again, like I just showed you, we have a coinage that has never been done ever in this industry, okay? Nobody has the amount of coins we have, okay? So then he said there was a devastating bug that was discovered, which thought to have robbed liquidity providers and Pulsechain millions of dollars. How do you determine the millions of dollars? Do you know how many coins were, that were not paid out? How do you know that? Where's your basis for that? Show me the numbers of how many coins that liquidators didn't get paid. Now, this is a problem that Richard Hart mentioned, and he fixed it within a day. It was fixed. They got another code for the people that had liquidation to take that code and put that code in until he fixed the whole thing. There was another code built right away. Again, whenever you launch something, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to have bugs. You're not going to know where those bugs are until you explore the whole system. You can test it all day, test it all day, test it all night. When you go live, then you're going to find out where the stress points are. He fixed that right away. Boom. Okay. Plus, not to mention, the people who were providing liquidity, a lot of them made a lot of coins. I'm listening to guys like Randy Harlarski. He was making anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million coins a day, providing liquidity. So everybody didn't lose all their money. So it was a bug found and it got fixed. What's the big deal? That's not a failure launch. We still don't have a month. We don't have a year yet. What about Cardano? Cardano was supposed to be this big thing, not knocking the guy. He left Ethereum. What's his name? Charles Hopkinson or something. And Cardano is still not doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's 3-4 years. What about Ethereum? Ethereum was supposed to do 2.0 3 years ago. They've been talking 2.0 3 years ago. 3 years ago, we're going to launch. They have not launched. They just launched right before Pulse launched. Interesting. Interesting. You finally launched something you've been talking about 3 years now. When Richard Hart was finna launch, all of a sudden they launched Ethereum 2.0. So we had to stop our launch. Because now, if we're gonna fork off of Ethereum, we can't fork off of 1.0. We have to fork off the latest version. That kind of delayed our launch a little bit. And I'm glad Ethereum launched 2.0 finally. After 3 years, it was supposed to be launched 3 years ago. Nobody's talking about that as a failure. And guess what? You gotta go there. Let me get some more water here. Ethereum 2.0 still doesn't fix the fees. That's the biggest problem right now in Ethereum is the dang on fees are too high. So Ethereum 2.0 doesn't fix that. So is that a failure? Is that a failure launch? Mr. David Z. Morrison. Ethereum just launched 2.0, but they did not fix those high fees. The fees are still boxing people out of this industry. To me, that's a failure launch. If you didn't fix the main problem with your network, then what did you fix? That's another subject for another day. Okay, so now let's continue with this this guy, this gentleman. Let me finish with this guy. Okay, this gentleman, this jerk, whatever you want to call him. Okay, he said in another index of how busted the economics of the system are, wrapped Bitcoin briefly spiked 70,000 per coin on PulseX, more than twice its open market price. Okay, how is that a problem? Meanwhile, the price of related assets, including Hex, Pulse, PulseX, have sold off aggressively since launch, dropping on the order of 30% or more in the days since. Oh my God, this guy is very deceptive. Let me point out to you what he's talking about. He said that Bitcoin spiked to 70,000 on Pulse, like that's a good thing for him. Okay, it spiked to 70,000, more than twice its open market. Okay, let me go show you guys something. Okay, let me show you guys something. What he didn't mention to you guys, like I said, is deceptive intelligence. What he didn't mention is what Richard Hart tweeted a couple of weeks ago. Why would you pay 70,000 for wrapped Bitcoin when you could bridge one for 26,000? Let me tell you what Richard Hart is talking about. That wrap Bitcoin, there's 70,000 is wrapped with Pulse. That's what he's not saying. That Richard Hart's wrapping Bitcoin with Pulse by the liquidity providers, those that he claimed didn't get no money, which they did, and a lot of them did, but we found the mistake and we fixed it. Bitcoin is more expensive wrapped by a Richard Hart product. I'm ready for war. I'm ready for war. Let me show you my warrior symbol. I'm ready for war. Remember the movie Warriors? David, come out to play. David, come out to play. Bitcoin wrapped in Pulse is more expensive than Bitcoin itself. And that's a Richard Hart product. That's a good thing for Richard Hart. How did you try to twist that to be something bad? Like I said, deceptive intelligence. That's FUD if I ever heard it. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. This is a guy who is intentionally trying to chase people away from a product that can make them very profitable. And what are they supposed to do? Go to those other products that will get them wrecked and get them in positions like I was in when I first came into crypto, like David Lyons was in when he first came into crypto, and many others out there who bought Dogecoin at 58 cents or 48 cents, and now it's crashed. What about all those people? You don't see those people. Yeah, there was a lot of people that jumped on it when Elon Musk said what he said, but he ended up dumping all of his coins and using the lame excuse, oh, it's being mined and destroying the atmosphere. But in essence, Dogecoin was made as a joke. There was no development team when he bought it. There's no team developing that coin at that time. He just bought it and he promoted it. He did videos, he did commercials, and then he dumped after everybody else pumped the coin up. That is highly unethical, highly unethical, highly unethical, and a misuse and abuse of your infamy. I'm sorry, it is. You misabused your infamy, and you used your infamy and fame to bring hype to a coin and then left everybody holding the bag. Richard Hart ain't done nothing like that. But you're not talking bad about Elon Musk. Oh, you like the scammers. You like the people that scam the people, huh? Because you're not talking about him. So again, like I said, that Bitcoin that this guy is talking about, and Richard Hart talks about it again here in this tweet. This is just interesting. I'm so excited about this because, you know, I'm not a religious person like that, but I have read the Bible, I've read the Torah, I've read the Talmud, I've read the Quran, I've read the Bhagavad Gita. I'm a reader, okay? And in these books, it says that you can tell them, or it says that their mouth bear witness to who they are. Their mouth bear witness to what's in their heart. Their mouths will bear witness to them or against them, see? Their mouths will bear witness against them, see? So by this guy talking, shut up, David. Just shut up, please, because you're revealing who you are, who you're working for. Like I said, did Ethereum pay you to do this article? Or are you coming into this industry with a whole different interest? And are you working for another entity and a wicked cabal of individuals that want to enslave the masses and enslave their ability to transact and enslave their ability to control their own finance? Who are you working for? You're working for somebody. You're definitely working. You're definitely working. Okay? Now, let me go back into this. I just couldn't leave this alone, you guys. I'm sorry. I had to say something. I just could not say anything. This is just too obvious that they hating on this guy. And not just hating on this guy, they're doing everything they can to stop his success. Why? Let's go a little further, and I'm going to shut this down. It's interesting. So Richard Hart said, when you bridge WBTC, wrap Bitcoin, from Ethereum through the bridge, it comes out as wrap BTC from Ethereum on the Pulse blockchain, okay? The contract address token is this, which is an Ethereum. The address wrap Pulse, PLS, on Pulsechain. Woo! Say no more. And when you do that, it's worth 70,000 a coin, but it's not worth 70,000 as Bitcoin. And when it's worth 70,000 a coin, it is because of Pulsechain, a Richard Hart product. Come on now, talk back to me. Talk back to me, Mr. Morris. Talk back to me, Mr. Morris. Cat got your tongue? Let's go further into this article. This is insulting. Like it's so bad it's insulting, you know? It's insulting. Okay. So then he says that the hex price got dumped. Let me show you what he's talking about. First of all, I can show you. Let me show you. Hex was created on Ethereum. Hex was created on Ethereum. And Ethereum fees got so absorbently amount, and Ethereum created a special fee, listen to me, for Hexicans. When the Hexicans made so much money, and it's, you know, the whole process of the Hex coin built on Ethereum was getting a lot of momentum. So Ethereum came up with a special tax just for the Hexicans, which pissed Richard Hart off and said, you know what? I'm going to fork off of you and create my own system where my coin could breathe, and my people that believe in me, that is making money with me, that want to have a delayed gratification, that people that want to wait 2, 3 years, 4 years for the value of the coin to go up, not these pump and dumpers, not these scammers, not these meme coin people, and not these people that are hype coin people, but people who have real common sense, who want to purchase a CD online and store that and make it a store of value, can come somewhere without being extorted for fees. That's why we created Pulse. So guess what? When that happened and this huge fork happened, every coin in the ecosystem of Ethereum was copied. So now you have a Hex version on the Ethereum side, and you have a Hex version on the Pulse side. And guess what happened? The Hex version on the Pulse side value surpassed the Hex value on the Ethereum side. And all of those exorbitant amount of fees. Let me give you an example. I had a stake that was worth $78, and I saw everybody moving their Hex from one side to the other. I said, you know what? I'm gonna move mine too, because it's just too many fees over here. They're taking away a lot of our profit with fees. So when I tried to stop that stake, and it was pretty much almost over, it was going to cost me $37 to unstake a $78 value stake. And you wonder why the price dropped on the Ethereum side. See, when he said Hex price dropped, he's talking about the Ethereum side. That's what he's talking about. Because on the Pulse side, the value shot past the original coin that was created on Ethereum, because people running away from them damn fees. That's the real truth behind that fall in 30% of the price of Hex. He's talking about Hex on the Ethereum side. So you're not telling y'all the truth. Deceptive intelligence. Now, let me tell you what's so unique about Hex on the Pulse side going higher than the Hex on the Ethereum side. Remember, this is the biggest fork and the biggest airdrop ever in the history of cryptocurrency. So what does that mean? Every single coin on Ethereum, over 22,000 different companies, have an extra coin or coins, the same amount of coins that they have on the Ethereum, they have on Pulse for free. Now, what some of these companies got a coin worth $400, $300, some coins $80, $70. I've seen coins $6, $5. There's thousands of coins on the Ethereum with a real value. Now, what's going to happen if you have 600 million coins on Ethereum? Let's say you're the EB coin, the EBcrypto coin. We're just making up a name. I don't have a coin like that. I'm just saying. Let's say I have an EBcrypto coin on the Ethereum blockchain, an ERC20 token. I got 600 million and they're worth $5 a piece. And a lot of people got my coins. They're trading my coins. They're doing things with my coins, whatever the function of my coin is. Now, all of a sudden, I got 600 million on the Pulse side, and it has the ability to go higher in value than the one on the Ethereum side. Oh my God. This is one of the most amazing probabilities and possibilities in the cryptocurrency space when you have over 22,000 companies that have coins that for free, they got them, and they can download them on the Pulsechain side, and the same wallet their Ethereum coins in the MetaMask. Now they can just install PLS in that wallet, and whatever coin on the PLS can be installed underneath the PLS network for free. And they can also increase the value or do things to create liquidity where people can start using that coin. Why would they use that Pulsechain coin? Because it's faster than Ethereum and it's less fees. It's not as expensive as Ethereum. Don't let that guy fool you. Because again, we got 143 trillion coins. We haven't even reached a penny yet in our coinage. So how is our transactions more expensive? Even if it's more coins, the value is nowhere near Ethereum. A coin is 1,800 on Ethereum, one coin. So if we have coins not even a penny, if I had to do 30,000 coins or 50,000 coins for one transaction, there's not even a penny. That might be $2 on that transaction. That might be, that might not even be $1. So again, how is our fees too high? What are you equating that with? Like, that's not true. So again, like I said, that's the reason why the value dropped on Hex. He's talking about Hex on Ethereum because nobody wants to pay them damn fees. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, let's wrap this up. This idiot. It's interesting. Let's see if we can find this guy. Where's this guy at? Let's go find this guy. Because in my experience, when you find a guy like this, you find he's not just a hater of Richard Heart, he's just a hater. If you go look at some of his threads, I guarantee you'll find many more people that he hate on. That's what he do. If you follow a hater and follow his comments, you'll see he hating on other people too. Now, this is a guy here that's a Pulsechain, or Hexican, Westcott Crypto. What's up, Westcott Crypto? I commend you. He put on this guy's thread. This is the best you can do, David Morris. My grandma could foot harder than you. He said, bring it on, dude. We not falling for it. We not falling for it. That's right, Westcott. That's right, Westcott. See, my mama said you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. See, so here's a guy here who he hip to the bull crap. Now I looked at some of the comments he made, and he's hating on a lot of other people. He's not just hating on Richard Heart. He's a hater. He's just a straight up hater. He made a comment about a couple of other people that could be defined as haterism. Here's the guy right here. He don't have a picture, but here's his Twitter. It's at I shouldn't be telling y'all his Twitter, but I'm putting it out there. At David Z. Morris. Why don't y'all tell him what y'all think? I'm gonna follow this guy. I think I'm gonna follow him. Let me follow him so I can see what else FUD he put out. Then as I scroll down this guy's page, not only do I see him saying some very derogatory statements about other people, okay, he's got Richard Heart on here 2 or 3 times showing me he has a deep resentment for Richard Heart. Why are you so consumed with Richard Heart? I'm trying to understand that. This guy don't know you. You don't even know. You guys are not friends. Like, why is he so, consumed with Richard Heart? I seen a couple of little things here on Richard Heart. Let me go down. I've seen a couple of little things where he had Richard Heart picture. Oh, is that it? He had some statements that Richard Heart made on his Twitter when Richard Heart admitted that we had a bug. He went and posted it right away. Oh, see, look, it's a failure. Won't even get a man a chance to be successful, man. It takes a time for blockchain. It took, here it is, something Richard Heart posted on his Twitter. He took it, snapshot it, and put it on his Twitter and made it a negative thing about those fees. So this guy here is not a good dude, man. I'm looking at this guy. He's just a hater all in itself. All in itself, he's a hater. But what did I want to do? I wanted to show you guys that it took, let me see. Let me go to post. I don't want to go to post burn right quick. Post burn. I want to show you guys something. We broke so many records in this first month. It's not even funny. Look, we in the green. Everything green. When the market is all red, we green. Now, last week, somebody dumped the price. There was a guy that sold 6 billion Pulse, and the price dumped. That's not uncommon. When you have these launches, it is common for it to shoot up the first month or the first couple of weeks or a week, and then it dumps because people take profits. Duh. Okay, so we in the green, but I want you guys to see this. There's been so far, not even a month yet, there's been over 100 and looks like, what is that? What is that? It's been over, hold on one second. 100, let me open that up. I can't see that. It's like 58 million. No, let me see. What is it? I'm sorry. Excuse me, guys. Give me 1 minute. Let me see this closer. It's been, oh my God. We have over, let me look at the validators first. We have over 20,000 validators and not even a month. I think there's like 67 or 68,000 on Ethereum. It took them 10 years to get that. We got 20,000. We got 1/3 of their total validators in 1 month, not even a month. We breaking records. Like I said, I look at the numbers. I'm looking at these numbers. Here it is, 156 million so far. And remember, this is based on crypto price. Crypto is down. So if crypto was up, it'd be more than that. But based on today's value of crypto, it's been over $156 million going through just this one bridge. Now we got three exchanges that actually have us. OKX, what's the other one? Safe something. I can't remember all three of them because they're names I haven't heard of, but I know it's 3 exchanges that have posts on it. So we're going to finish up this and just, I don't want to read the whole article. You guys can read it yourself. But he also says in that article, I'm going to close out, that Richard Hart made all his money off the Hex and the Pulsechans and all that. Okay, look, it's not true. Richard Hart history is that he retired at 25 years old. He doesn't come from a rich background. He also says that Richard Hart is no smart guy. He's not a smart guy. Okay. Richard Hart mined Bitcoin off of his game years ago. He mined Bitcoin off of his PlayStation or one of those games. He mined a bunch of Bitcoins. I don't know how much. He says how much, which was probably a considerable amount. Then he got into Ethereum, and it's rumored to believe he owns quite a bit of Ethereum. I don't know how much. I heard of 1 million by one guy, MGM Invest. MMG Invest. I listen to him. He follows a lot of wallets. If Richard Hart has 1 million, if he has a couple million Ethereum, he's a billionaire before he even started Hex. Duh. So I don't know his worth, but I know that I like this guy. This guy was raised around predominantly black people. He's a white guy raised around black, so he's not a racist. He was raised pretty humble. He was raised just a middle class guy, not an upper middle class. I know he worked with his dad in some air conditioning company, whatever. He wasn't rich. So any guy that makes it from a zero to a self-made billionaire, it's not easy to do. And it definitely takes a lot of intelligence because there's only less than 3,000 billionaires in the world. Less than 3,000. I think it's like 2,800 or something. That's not even 1% of the population. There's 8 billion people in the world. 10% would be 800 million. 1% would be 80 million. It's not even 1%. That's like 2/10,000th of 1%. If you made it to 2/10,000th of 1%, I think that's pretty genius, brother. And like I said, he donated over $27 million to charity. What did you do, David Morris? He's helped over 3,000 people that we know of become millionaires. How many people you helped make money? Mr. David Morris, how dare you open your mouth and say anything when all you're doing is sitting behind this pen, hating, discouraging people, chasing people away from something that make them money. That's why I'm so angry, because you're discouraging people of getting into an investment that may make them multimillionaires. All because you hating on the man because he twerking. You said something about you see too much of his backside. Well, that sounds personal to me. That's a personal statement. I haven't seen your backside. I like the fact that Richard Hart comes from a poor background and made himself a multi-billionaire and has helped over 3,000 people become millionaires. I like this guy that he buys extravagant stuff. He's cool. When I look at Vitalik Buterin, I can't talk about that guy because he did a lot for this industry, but he looks anorexic. He looks like he needs to take a cool pill. He's a computer geek. It is what it is, you know, but that's not to say anything bad about his accomplishments. It has nothing to do with his accomplishment. I think Vitalik needs to eat a steak, for real. I think he needs some lobster. I think he needs to eat. But that's not his thing. He's a computer geek. That's who he is. So you take it for what it is. Richard Hart is not a computer geek. He understands the functionality. He's an entrepreneur. He's a guy that grew up in the hood. He's a guy who's now living in his own castle. He's a guy that got millions of dollars worth of Rolex watches. He's a watch collector. He's a guy that has extravagant cars. He's a guy that wears $50,000 sweatsuit. That's his business. He made that money before he even started Hex. So what he does with his money is his business. He made that money. He didn't make that money scamming people, because there's not one victim that can say they were scammed by Richard Hart. I close my argument. Richard Hart, keep doing what you're doing. Pulsechains, we have to lift the torch and tell the truth on what's happening, because the media is not covering what's going on. They're not covering it. And if we don't cover it, it's not going to get told. The story's not going to get told. If we don't cover what's happening, the story's not going to get told. If we don't cover this, if we don't talk about this, if it wasn't for the Hexicans, nobody would know about Richard Hart. If it wasn't for those of us who are out here on the front lines, telling the people what to invest in, telling the people the accomplishments, telling the people that Pulsechain is #4 blockchain in the world in 1 month, if it's not for us, influencers like me, like Randy Hilarski, if it wasn't for people like us talking about this, you see what I'm saying? If it wasn't for MMG Invest, cryptographics, I can go on and on with the different Hexicans and Pulsechains just putting it out there. Dirty crypto. I can go on and on and on. Somi. All these different people out here pushing the line, putting Pulse out there, Hex out there. If it wasn't for us, nobody would know about it. So we have to continue to do what we do to make the people know what's going on. If not, they'll be lost with the David Z. Morrison articles, and they'll be deceived by deceptive intelligence. And I have to fight, and I have to fight for the truth, fight for the people. I have to fight for Richard Hart, because when you attack Richard Hart, you're attacking me. You saying I'm a dummy. You saying I'm getting scammed. You saying I'm misleading people. I take it as a personal. I take it very personal, because I'm very intelligent. I'm not a dummy. I've been in this industry for a minute, and I've read the original white papers. I've read several other white papers. I know what this is about. I know the whole history of Bitcoin. I know when the first Bitcoin was sent on my birthday, January the 12th, to Hal Finney. I know what this is about, okay? And if you want to talk bad about Richard Hart twerking, you want to talk bad about him wearing Gucci, are you jealous that Gucci calls him and gives him exclusives on things you can't buy in the store? Are you upset that Richard Hart gets calls from Louis Vuitton to buy things that you can't buy in the store? They're not for sale. They're for exclusive customers. Are you hating because you're not an exclusive customer? Then why don't you go do something, man, to make you some real money and stop hating and consuming your time with a guy who's living his life and helping other people impact their life. Go do something for yourself to make you some money so you can stop hating, man. You're spending too much time worrying about what he's doing, and you're not spending enough time developing your own ideas. What is your contribution to this industry? Who have you helped? Nobody. So again, I rest my case. I didn't want to go there, but I'm going to fight every time I see somebody come out public. I got to correct them in the public. Every time somebody come out and say something that's misinformative publicly, I got to correct them publicly. I'm sorry, because that article is an insult, and it's definitely a personal attack. And so we take it personal. We take it personal, man. So, keep writing that bull crap. We're going to keep coming after you because you're not telling the people the real facts. You're misrepresenting the facts. And I don't think you're a dummy. I think you're doing this intentionally. So again, I talked about all the different spies out there, infiltrators in this industry. Not naming no names, but you can tell them by their works and their mouths bear witness against them. So with that, I'm going to sign out. This EBcrypto. It's been fun. I enjoy it. I came with my sword today and my battle gear, and I love it when these intellectual nitwits come with misrepresentations and deceptive intelligence because it's not the truth. And when you come with the truth, falsehood runs away. See? Just turn the light on. All you got to do is turn the light on darkness. Turn the light on, bam, and darkness goes. Just like that. So again, you guys, continue to follow me, like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to keep bringing it to you heavy and hard. I'm going to always bring it to you rippy and raw. I like it raw. Like ODB said, I like it raw. I like it raw. Don't put no cut on it. I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm going to tell it to you the truth. I'm not going to put no cut on nothing. If I see somebody in error and they're going to get checked. It is what it is. So I'm waiting to meet some of these guys who hate on Richard Heart. I'll see them at some of these conventions. I'm not going to do nothing physical to you. But I can't wait to get into a dialogue with some of these guys because I'm equipped. I got enough information to put you in your place. I've been in this industry long enough, and I'm an avid reader. I study and I read. I have enough ammunition to know who you are, what your intentions are, and understand what side you're on, because you're either part of the problem or part of the solution. Right now, we live in a time and a day where there ain't no in between, really. You're either helping the people or you're hurting the people. You're either contributing to decentralization or you're contributing to centralization. There's no in between with this. There's just no in between. So again, like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the buzzer so you guys can, or the bell so you can always get notifications. I always have links underneath my videos so you guys can contact me, email me, get on my mailing list so we can start dialoguing, interacting. I'm open for interviews. I'm open to interact, debate with whoever, wherever. It don't matter. Bitcoin maximalists, whoever you are, let's go at it in good faith. Let's keep it professional because I'm not going to attack you personally. We're going to talk about points. We're going to talk about principles. We're going to talk about methodologies. We're going to talk about certain schools of thought. We're going to talk about different characteristics of cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about different systems, tokenomics, but I'm not going to attack your character and you're not going to attack mine. We're going to respect each other's intelligence and we're going to deal with a dialogue and let the people decide who makes more sense. So with that, I sign out. EBcrypto, Family Cash Machine, follow the money. Peace.